Hey everyone, I'm Shalima, your English coach. So welcome back to my another session of learning English. So here the idea of becoming fluent in English within 30 days often sounds unrealistic. But the truth is not about magic or shortcuts. It's about intensity, consistency and emotional connection with the language. Most people spend years learning English but still hesitate when it comes to speaking. This is not because they are incapable, but because their approach is passive. They read, they memorize, they watch, but they do not live the language. Fluency is not building by studying English. It is built by using English every single day in a meaningful way. The first shift you must make is in your mindset. Instead of thinking, I want to learn English, start telling yourself, I am an English speaker in progress. This subtle change rewires your brain. When you identify as a learner, you wait for permission, corrections, and perfection. But when you identify as a speaker, you take risk. You make mistakes and you grow faster. Your brain begins to accept English not as subject, but as a tool for expression. So here, the 30-day method begins with immersion. You do not need to travel abroad or join expensive courses. You create your own environment. From the moment you wake up, you expose yourself to English. Change your phone language, think in English, even if your sentences are broken, even if you struggle to find words. Keep going. At first, your mind will resist. It will try to switch back to your native language because it feels comfortable, but growth never happens in comfort. Here, I want to share you one powerful technique, that is thinking aloud. Instead of silently thinking, you speak your thoughts out loud in English. If you are making tea, describe every single step. If you are walking, describe what you see. This exercise forces your brain to actively search for words and build sentences in real time. It may feel strange, even embarrassing, but this discomfort is a sign that your brain is stretching. And another important element is listening, but not passive listening. Most learners play English videos or podcasts in the background and assume they are learning. This is not enough. You must listen with intention. Choose content that is slightly above your level. Listen carefully, pause, repeat sentences, and mimic the speaker's tone and rhythm. This is called shadowing. It helps you develop pronunciation, fluency, and confidence simultaneously. The key here is not to understand every single word. If you wait for complete understanding, you will slow down your progress. Instead, focus on catching the main idea. Your brain is naturally designed to learn patterns. The more you expose yourself to English, the more these patterns becomes familiar. Reading also plays a crucial role, but again the method matters. Do not start with complex books or academic texts. Choose simple, engaging content, stories, articles, or even social media posts. The goal is not to impress anyone, but to build consistency while reading. Notice how sentences are structured. Pay attention to commonly used phrases. Language is not just vocabulary, it's a pattern. It's pattern repeated over a time, and writing is often ignored, but it is not one of the fastest way to improve. Start with simple daily task. Write your day, your thoughts, your goals. Do not worry about grammar mistakes. What matters is expression. When you write, you slow down your thinking process, giving your brain time to organize ideas in English. Over time, this clarity reflects in your speaking as well. Fear is the biggest barrier in this journey. Many people know basic English, but they do not speak because they are afraid of being judged. They wait for the perfect moment. the perfect grammar, the perfect confidence. But perfection is an illusion. Fluency comes from imperfection repeated consistently. You must give yourself permission to make mistakes. In fact, mistakes are your teachers. Every incorrect sentence shows you a gap, and every correct files that gap. So instead of feeling embarrassed, feel curious. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? The 30 days method also requires discipline. Motivation will not stay with you every day. Yes, someday you will feel excited. Other days you will feel tired or frustrated. That is normal. What matters is showing up. Even if you practice for just 1 hour a day, make it focused and intentional. Break your practice into small segments. Spend time listening, reading, speaking, and writing. Do not try to do everything at once. Give each skills your full attention. Quality matters more than quantity. Another powerful tool is recording yourself. Speak on any topic for a 5 minutes, for a 10 minutes and record your voice. When you listen back, you will notice your mistakes, your pauses, your pronunciation. This self awareness is essential for improvement. At first, you may feel uncomfortable hearing from your own voice, but over a time, you will see progress, and that progress will motivate you. Surround yourself with English as much as possible. Follow English content creators. Watch interviews, speeches, or simple conversations. The more natural input you receive, the more natural your output becomes. But remember, this journey is not just about language, it is about confidence. It's about expressing who you are without fear. This is just a medium. Your voice, your thoughts, your personality, that is what truly matters. The 30 days method works because it focuses on action, not theory. You do not wait until you are ready. You become ready by starting. So each day builds on the previous one. Each small efforts compounds into something powerful. There will be moments when you feel stuck, when you think you are not improving, but progress is not always visible immediately. Sometimes your brain is silently observing information, connecting dots, building a foundation. Trust the process. Consistency is your greatest weapon. Even if you make slow progress, keep moving because slow progress is still progress. And one day you will realize that the words you once struggled to say are now flowing naturally. This is not about becoming perfect in 30 days. It is about transforming your relationship with English. It is about breaking the fear, building the habit, and unlocking your potential. And once you cross that barrier, you will understand that fluency was never about time. It was about courage, consistency, and the willingness to begin. Next phase of the 30 days method focuses on building speaking, you know, momentum. Many learners reach a stage where they struggle English reasonably well but still struggle to respond quickly in conversations. Even I. This gap exists because understanding is passive while speaking is active. To bridge this gap, you must train your brain to respond instantly without translating from your native language. The biggest mistake people make at this stage is overthinking. They try to form perfect sentences in their mind before speaking, which creates hesitation. Fluency, however, is not about perfection. It's about how to develop this flow. You need to practice instant speaking. This means responding immediately even if your sentences are simpler or slightly incorrect. Speed builds confidence, and confidence improves accuracy over a time. This is the question responses drill. Ask yourself simple questions throughout the day and answer them out loud. Questions are like, what am I doing right now? What did I learn today? What are my plans for tomorrow? At first, your answer may be short and basic, but gradually they will become more detailed and natural. This exercise trains your brain to think and respond in English without delay. And one more technique is sentence building through patterns. Instead of memorizing random vocabularies, focus on learning sentences structures that you can reuse in different situations. For examples, once you learn a structure like I feel because, you can use it to express countless thoughts. Language becomes easier when you see it as pattern rather than isolated words. Repetition plays a crucial role here, guys, but it must be meaningful repetition. Simply repeating words without context will not help. Instead, repeat full sentence that you understand. Speak them multiply times, change a few words and create variations. This strengthens your fluency and helps your brain internalize the rhythm of the language. At this stage, it is also important to actively engage with real conversations, even if they are simulated. If you do not have a partner, you can create imaginary dialogues. Pretend you are in a situation, ordering food, introducing yourself, giving an opinion, and speak both of sides of the conversation. This may seem unusual, but it is highly effective because it prepares you for a real life interactions. Guys, you can watch my pattern series also. I have already uploaded on my channel. Okay, you can watch that. Now, if I talk about pause and respond, if someone in a video asks a question, answer it before they do. If they share an opinion, agree or disagree out loud. This term, this turns passive listening into an active learning experience. Pronunciation is another area that demands attention in this phase. Many learners avoid speaking because they are unsure about their pronunciation. This goal is not to sound like a native speaker, but to be clear and understandable. Practice by mimicking native speakers. Pay attention to how they stress words, where they pause, and how their tone changes. Record yourself and compare. This awareness helps you refine your speaking style. Vocabulary expansion should now be more targeted instead of trying to learn hundred of new words. Focus on words that you can actually use in daily conversations. Learn phrases, not just single words. For example, instead of learning the word exhausted, learn expression like I'm I'm exhausted right now. This makes me happy. This makes your speech more natural and expressive. Mistakes will continue to happen and that is perfectly fine. What matters is how you respond to them. Do not stop speaking mid sentences. Keep going. Communication is more important than accuracy in the beginning. Over a time, your brain will naturally correct these errors as you gain more exposures and practice. And another effective strategy is storytelling. Guys, every day take a few minutes to tell a story in English. It could be something that happened during your day, a memory from your past, or even an imaginary situation. Guys, storytelling improves your ability to connect ideas, use transitions, and speak for longer period without stopping. Confidence grows when you see progress, and one of the best ways to track progress is through consistency. Set a daily routine or stick to it, even if you feel tired or unmotivated. Show up and practice. Discipline will carry you on days when motivation fades. It is also important to manage your expectations. Fluency is not a straight line. Some days you will feel like you are improving rapidly, and other days you may feel stuck. This is the part of the process. Do not let temporary frustration stops you. If every effort you make is to contributing to your growth, even if you cannot see it immediately, environment plays a significant role in this journey. Try to sound yourself with English as much as possible. Change your social media feeds to English content. Follow people who inspire you to learn and grow. The more you immerse yourself, the more natural the language becomes. Another key aspect is emotional connection. Language is not just about logic, it is about feeling. When you attach emotions to what you are saying, your brain remembers it better. Speak about things that matters to you, your dreams, your struggles, your goals. This makes your practice more meaningful and impactful. Avoid comparing yourself to others. Guys, everyone's learning journey is different. Some people may progress faster, others slower. What matters is your own consistency and efforts. Focus on becoming better than you were yesterday. As you continue this process, you will notice small changes. You will start framing sentences more easily. You will hesitate less. You will feel more comfortable expressing yourself. These small wins are powerful. They shows that you are moving in the right direction. The second phase of the 30 days method is all about action and courage. Pushes you to step out of your comfort zone and start using English as a tool for communication, not just as a subject to study. The more you speak, the more natural it becomes. The more you practice, the more confident you feel. And slowly, without even realizing it, you begin to transform, not just as a learner but as a communicator who is no longer afraid to use their voice. Your foundation and momentum are, already building, but this stage is about refining your fluency and turning your English from functional to natural. Up to this point you have been, practicing actively, speaking, listening, reading and writing, but now it's time to focus on polish, rhythm and expression. This is what separates someone, who can communicate from someone who can communicate comfortably and confidently. One of the most effective strategies in this phase is thinking in English. Many learners still mentally translate from their, native languages, which slows down speech and cause hesitation. To overcome this, start narrating your thoughts internally in English. Describe what you are feeling, what you are planning, or what you observe around you. Gradually, you will notice your brain starts forming sentences automatically without the need to pause and translate. This is where true fluency begins. Guys, another critical element is collocation and natural phrasing. Words have natural partners in English, and using them correctly makes your speech sound like, native speakers. For example, we say make a decision, do not a decision, or take a break, not have a break. Reading and listening help identify these patterns, but deliberate practice is essential. Start noting common collocations from the content you consume and try to use them in your speaking and writing immediately. Pronunciation and intonation takes center stage in this phase. Fluency is not just about speaking correctly, it's about sounding confident and natural. Focus on sentence stress and the natural emphasis placed on the certain words. Practice linking words together as native speakers do rather than pronouncing each word separately. For example, instead of I am going to the store, it naturally sounds like I'm going to the store. Shadowing videos and recording is extremely effective here, guys. Repeat after speakers until your rhythm and intonation start resembling theirs. At this stage, it is also essential to expand your active vocabulary. Passive vocabulary, words you understand, is not enough. You need words and phrases you can use instantly in conversation. Use flashcards, apps, or a small notebook to track useful expressions. But do not just memorize them. Use them in sentences immediately. Speak them, write them, connect them to your daily experiences. Storytelling becomes more advanced in this phase. Start practicing longer narratives using past, present, future tenses. Focus on sequencing events naturally. Even then, after that, finally, okay, this exercises improves not only fluency but also coherence and confidence. When you can tell a story smoothly, you can handle any conversation more comfortably. Okay, now here is another powerful tool is feedback and reflection. So listen to your recordings of your own speech and compare them to native speakers. Identify areas for improvement and pronunciation, grammar, sentence structures, and speed. Do not be discouraged by mistakes. Use them as a roadmap for targeted practice. This self awareness accelerates improvement. Interactive speaking is critical at this stage. If possible, join English speaking groups, online discussion forums, or you can join my 30 days spoken English course, which is available on my YouTube channel. This is free of cost. You will get everything here. You will get vocabulary, you will get sentence patterns, you will get shadowing practice, everything. So don't forget to watch my 30 days video. Okay, here. And one more thing, you can read articles, watch interviews, or listen to podcasts and immediately use what you learn in your speeches. Note phrases, expressions, and sentence structures that feel natural. Then recreate them in your own words. Mimicking real life uses bridges the gap between understanding and producing English naturally. Fluency also depends on reducing self criticism. You know what? Many learners hesitate because they constantly monitor every word, grammar point, and pronunciation. And in this phase, focus on flow over perfection. Allow yourself to speak freely, even if you make small mistakes. The goal is to be understood and communicate effectively. Okay? Accuracy will improve automatically with practice. And here is another powerful tool is role playing. Put yourself in a situation you might encounter in real life, like ordering food, practicing in a meeting, giving advice to a friend, and practice these conversations out loud. This builds situational confidence and prepares you for spontaneous English uses. At the core of this phase is consistency under pressure. Okay, it is not enough to practice when you feel motivated. Fluency requires showing up every day, pushing through frustration, and continuing even when progress feels slow. Your brain learns by repetition and by being challenged consistently. And by the end of this phase, you will notice a remarkable differences. Your sentence will flow with fewer pauses. Your pronunciation and your intonation will sound more natural, and you will start thinking in English more often, reducing the time needed to respond in the conversations. And confidence replaces hesitation. This stage is about consolidating all previous efforts: listening, speaking, writing, and reading, and also repetition and reflection into a daily practice that feels natural. The more you immerse, the faster your brain adapts. Every small effort compounds, turning days of practice into noticeable results. Now, finally, remember that this stage is not the finish line, guys. Fluency is a continuous journey. The goal is not perfection. So, take 5 to 10 minutes each day to reflect on what you learned and practiced. Write a short journal entry in English, speak about what you achieved today, and this reflection does two things. It reinforces your learning and builds confidence as you witness your own growth, guys. And most important, consistency is more important. Last, creativity makes your English adaptable, expressive, and memorable. And one of the most important habit to build in this final phase is consistent daily practice for life. Even after 30 days, you should continue listening, speaking, reading, and writing every day. Fluency is a skill that improves continuously with exposure. The difference now is that you have a method, a routine, and a confidence to maintain it. Celebrate small milestone. Notice when a conversation feels smoother, when sentences flows faster, and when you understand something without translating. So these were the things which I want to share with you guys. You grow day by day and do practice every day. Use this whatever I have told you. And finally, remember that fluency is not about perfection, it's about courage, consistency, and the willingness. Okay? Willingness to express yourself. So, the 30 days method is not a magic formula, it is an intensive discipline approach that transform your mindset, build habits, and unlocks your potential. Okay, so follow all these things whatever I have told you. Okay, and you will get fluency in 30 days, and after this you will do the practice. And also don't forget to watch my this 30 days spoken English course. So here I'm going to wrap up my video. This is Shalima signing off. Take care and speak English with confidence. All the best.